You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, it's AFTERBUZZ TV's Californication After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Californication After Show.
Hello, fans of Californication. Thank you for tuning in to the Californication After Show here at AFTERBUZZ TV. I am your host tonight, Stephen Lemieux. We're going to be covering Californication Season 7, Episode 6, called Kickoff, which we'll be getting into in just a moment. But tonight I am actually joined by my very lovely co-host, Roxy Striar.
Hello, happy to be here.
And rocking the ones and twos, we have Mr. Phil Svitek, the man himself, in the booth tonight.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I said after Levon came to the studio, I would engineer so Stephen could be on the panel.
And we are not joined here by Andreas Gordos because he is unfortunately stuck in work today, but he will hopefully...
The Greek Casanova is up to no
Greek
good.
Casanova, yes. So we will have him back next week. But for this week, this episode, guys...
This show's fucking funny, man.
You know when there's going to be a party, there's going to be a partay.
Yeah. No, it's a really fun... Every time they pull something out, I'm like, what else could they pull out of the hat? It's a funny show. Like, there's no other way to put it. They have me dying laughing.
It's just so it's so weird to me because okay, so we're gonna break down some Runkle and Goldie first, but to get into that we have to kind of give the premise for the party. So basically Rath's throwing a party at his house. Mm-hmm. It's a get together for the writers. It's a get together for like everybody in the production, which usually wouldn't include a PA. But as soon as I saw that Levon was there, I was like,
well, I don't know. It's a different situation because the PA is one of the writer's sons, and he.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah, it wasn't that far fetched to me that he was there.
Oh no, it wasn't far fetched. I'm saying, but usually like a party like that.
But you knew it was going to be on to the nines.
This is like a kid who they just moved to Hollywood. Mm-hmm. He hasn't probably been to a very fancy party at a house like that before. He's so green, and he's already like he can cause trouble without going to a party like this, and now he's going to a party with his boss's house. And I remember the first time I went to a party with open bar at my boss's house, and I almost got fired as well. So I completely understand.
You're just lucky there was no hookers there, okay, Stephen?
I'm very lucky there were no hookers there. There very well might have been, but I don't know. Right. You never know. But oh my God, Levon. We'll get into him later. So we have Runkle and Goldie and Stu.
Right. All right. I just can't watch Goldie vomit anymore. I mean, the third time? We saw her puke from the nuts, we saw her puke on some nuts, and then we saw her puke tonight into the pool. What did you think about Runkle not standing up for her and calling her batshit and all of that stuff?
Pure Runkle. It was totally Runkle.
Do you think it was a smart move, or do you think it was stupid? Like, I just couldn't tell whether he was in the right at that point because she seriously had gone off the... I mean, do you even think she had lost it? I felt like she kind of had.
I mean, everyone has a breaking point. And, she's crazy, but at the same time, like, they've been pushing her pretty hard. Like, for especially, like, the comment that hashtag made to her, like, that's inappropriate.
Right, but he did explain, he didn't call her a bitch. He called all women bitches. He referred
so it's okay. Is that okay, Roxy?
It's something that wouldn't bother me.
I don't take pitches from bitches?
Yeah. I mean, I would be like, well, that's ignorant, but it wouldn't bother me. She seemed the most upset that she was referred to as a bitch. I would be like, later on when he's like, you're funny, you're actually really funny. That's when instead of swinging at him with this bottle, she should have been like, yeah, you should take my pitch because I'm funny,
Yeah, but at the same time, she doesn't want to hear that from somebody who didn't respect her in the first place.
So you don't bite your nose to spite your face, If you have this huge guy hashtag telling you now that you're funny, even though before he was like, oh, I don't take pictures from bitches, he's going to listen to you now because he thinks you're funny.
Well, he would have listened to her before she sold the wine bottle,
right?
Vodka bottle.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Don't bite your nose to spite your face. Why would you want to ruin your chances on the show?
But her character has been breaking down since we first met her character. She's been disrespected since day one. So, like a comment like that is not going to bring her back from the point of she's really freaking wasted right now, and she's angry, and nobody's standing up for her that was going to stand up for her. It's like a little comment like that. Like, she's not in the right mind to think of her career. She's in the right mind to think like, this asshole.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people in the industry are disrespected. I think it's part of the game. When you're not on the tippy top and you're getting up there, you're going to have some people spit on you on your way up, and that's just the name of it, you know? Suck it up, or this isn't the industry for you. The only part that I thought that was interesting was that Runkle didn't stand up for her. I think it partially has to do with the fact that he has another client working for Wrath, so he doesn't really want to piss him off. And I think it's also because he's a moron and he can't see the bigger picture sometimes.
I mean, the bigger picture would be to break off contact with Goldie as soon as he realized she was batshit crazy, pardon my French. But it was so Runkle, though. Like, he is the epitome of he always wants to marry up.
Right, but what makes her so crazy? The fact that she's a workhorse and really wants to write all the time. You know, why do we call her? Because I'm not disagreeing with you, but like, put your finger on it if you can.
She's manic. And do you really want to represent a client who is manic? It's not a wise investment.
Well, I feel like the same thing with Hank Moody. A lot of times he'll...
But they're friends. That's different. They've been through thick and thin. This is somebody who's just in the writer's room with Hank that he felt like it was a low-hanging fruit he could grab. And that low-hanging fruit decided to have, like, tendrils and be poisoning who he is. Like, you don't, like, that's not... I don't know how to really explain it. It's just like, that's a poisonous relationship that they would even have to begin with. The fact that we had a conversation last week of whether you think he would cheat on Marcy with Goldie means that it's a poisonous relationship to Runkle. What do you think on this, Phil?
I mean, I actually thought he was going to sign hashtag right then and there.
Yeah.
That's what he was going for. You know, here's the thing, like, what job offers does he have for Goldie? I mean, if anything, he's trying to sign her and he's trying to appease her. But if you're trying to appease her, then you should definitely get her what she wants. And clearly that's not the case. Runkle has no... he may finally have an erection, but he doesn't have a nutsack. So he's definitely not standing up to Wrath at any moment. And especially after what Wrath said earlier on in the night. Like, hey, don't be poaching clients.
Well, I don't think he understands what a manager really is, because the manager looks out for the client's best interest, but the manager doesn't piss off the director and piss off the creator and piss off everyone to look out for the client's best interests, because that'll get your client fired. It's like throwing a bargaining chip out that's not worth what you get in return. Nobody's going to take the bet. They're going to be like, all right, we'll get the hell out of here. Or
what
they're
would
going
have
to
been
fold.
the smart move then for Runkle? What would have been the move at that point?
The smart move probably would have been getting her the hell out of there as soon as possible.
Making her leave the party.
Leaving the party with her, not making her leave the party.
Right.
If you want to be a manager, you got to deal with the consequences of managing somebody and representing somebody.
He doesn't want to put in the work.
Well, he doesn't realize that if he manages her, her image makes him look bad. So he's got to prevent her from looking bad. Even though that's kind of a publicist's job, that's also the manager if you're going to be that close related as a manager.
Right.
So, I mean, he already makes himself look bad, so he doesn't need some woman throwing up in the pool, swinging a wine bottle at hashtag, causing a scandal like that.
Is that where this is going? We think that hashtag is now going to be looking at Runkle for representation?
No.
It would have happened tonight if it was going to happen.
It would have happened tonight. He would have made the move tonight. There's not going to be another chance for Uncle to make the move because they're going to keep him the hell away from everybody there.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. I don't think Runkle's going to be... I don't think he's going to be purposefully allowed there. I think he'll make his way back, weasel his way back in. But he's Runkle. He never... Nobody likes Runkle. Even Wrath hates Runkle.
Hank loves Runkle.
Hank loves Runkle, but like in a demented brother kind of way.
What about in terms of Runkle, the $1 million proposition? Because now he's really thinking about it, and that to me, as fun as Goldie is, this is just funny to me.
Yeah. Honestly, we talked about this last week. I feel like everybody has a price, and this isn't Stu sitting here being like, "I'll offer you $1,000 for a night with her." $1 million. I don't care who you are. You got to think about this offer. It's got to be something you think about. I literally do not care who you are, even if you are in the happiest marriage of all time.
Well, what was $1 mean, it's not great for Runkle, but what was amazing was Stu saying, she may be your soul partner, but she is my sexual partner.
Yeah.
If Runkle wanted to do the dishonest thing and try and make it happen without really informing Marcy of the deal, I mean, he'd have to tell Marcy. But like, if he wanted to, he would consider it like let's do a threesome thing, see if that gets, at least you get off, Marcy, whatever. But like, I think he's so hesitant because they have such that connection.
Right. I think he's nervous she'll go crawling back to Stu, which I'd be kind of nervous about too. I'm not saying that they should do it. I'm saying that it has to be considered.
I feel like Runkle's character, though, he loves Marcy, but like I feel like he's gonna want to do that just to get the hell out.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Like, if you gave me $1 million right now, like, you think that I would stay being a manager like that? I'd be like, all right, I'm retiring. I'm done with this crap.
You can't retire after a one-time $1 million. Not that the lifestyle that he lives.
I mean, his lifestyle is pretty crap.
No, but what he wants in life, I mean, $1 million, it's a lot of money, but it's not a retirement.
He'd probably blow it quickly, too. You're right.
Yeah, so what does he take right now from Hank? Does he take 15% is what we're up to now? Maybe he would just stick with Hank as his only client then and wouldn't be looking to poach other clients. But there's no way he just gets his hand out of the game. And I think not that he wants to work, but I think he likes being important, likes being in the industry, likes having a name.
Hank does not make that much money.
Well, Hank makes literally next to nothing right now.
Yeah.
But
so like him taking 15% doesn't do anything. That's like probably a writer's salary. I'd say what do you think, Phil? Like 35, 40 grand salary?
Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you, if you really want to know about writer salaries, there's a great show on Black Hollywood Live's network called Right On, where this guest really broke it down so scientifically of how much a writer actually makes and what the tiers are.
Was that Bentley Kyle Evans?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that was a good interview.
I think that it depends on what you're doing. There's a difference writing the novel, writing the TV show, writing the film, something that gets picked up, something that doesn't get picked up, spec fee, whatever it is. So I think Hank does okay for himself overall. I'm not saying it's everlasting, but with $1 million cushion and the 15%, that's something I think he could live off for the rest of his life, probably.
I mean, no matter what, it's a short-term solution.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, he says he's broke, he can't pay his rent next month. I was kind of surprised that Hank wasn't like, let me help you out with that, buddy.
I don't think Hank now has to pay for stripper fees. No, it's not stripper fees, prostitution fees, which are way higher than stripper fees.
That's an expensive high-class escort.
Yeah.
What do you think it is, like $2,500 for that girl? Did they say it?
No, they didn't say it. I didn't think about it.
Oh. Sorry. I mean, that's what I would imagine it'd be. It'd be around like
What'd you think?
$2,500?
$2,500.
I'd say if someone of Stu's caliber is getting a escort, I'd say it's going to be someone who's at least $2,500.
You think an hour with somebody?
I'm not saying an hour. I'm saying like
him fucking her in the pool was $2,500. You think?
probably $1,500, $2,500. Yeah.
That's insane. I'm changing careers.
They pay for discretion.
That didn't seem very discreet to me.
Oh, well,
All right.
Levon probably paid a little bit less.
thanks to Ian Kaiser. Here's how I know partly a breakdown works. Sorry, Ian.
Are we talking about prostitution or writing?
I'll let you figure that out as I start talking. Okay. So usually and by the way, Wolf of Wall Street kind of illustrates this as well. So check that movie out as well. There's usually a base price, right? So you pay for half an hour, whatever. And then eventually, but then it's almost, it's like with a stripper, you tip for what you're about to receive. And so, certainly Levon doing what he did, especially if it's supposed to be like a bonus thing, right? Meaning that she's on a job, quote unquote, there has to be a bonus fee involved. I don't know. I just sound like a great pimp.
I feel like she would have given him a discount though. Because as much as she's like a hooker, she kind of did like him in a way. Like she didn't, like it seemed like she was kind of like, oh, he's sweet.
Oh, Steven, don't be.
I think she likes all her clients. He's like, I'm in love with her, and she's like, a lot of my clients fall in love with me. You're so cute, honey.
I know, but like the way she was talking, like I was like, well, he's got a big dick. Like, I mean, it seemed like she was... I
don't think you give discounts for big penises.
No, I know. I'm just saying it seemed like she'd be more inclined to give him a discount.
No, I mean, here's the thing. She did say, right, like,
Freaking flyer discount, they said.
Yeah.
She did say that she likes, that there's certainly people that she doesn't like to do it with, that there's some better than others, and that's just the truth. And so he may be part of the better crew. But, I mean, I don't think he's getting a $500 discount. Maybe like $100. I don't know. I don't know how this stuff
I can't
works.
believe this is what we're talking about.
Yeah,
right now.
I think we're gonna see Deep Voice Guy come back because he's the money handler. He's the one who comes.
The
The
pimp?
pimp, yeah. Because he's the
He
one
did
who
have the
handles the
weirdest
money, and
voice.
Hank owes him money now.
I'm sure Hank will pay up. Hank pays his debts, but maybe we will see him again. It's a good point. But what did you guys think about the way that Julia handled this situation after finding out that?
What'd you think of the way Levon handled the situation? He's freaking wasted, and he's like, "Don't worry, I didn't lose my virginity." It's like, what? It's like, oh, Uncle Hank got me, or Dad got me.
Yeah. Oh, wait, did he call him Uncle Hank?
No, I was probably thinking of something else.
Oh. No, I mean, I think that it was funny. I think that the way that he handled the situation was like exactly how you would expect Levon to handle that situation. He's an awkward little duckling. All he can think about is sex. I guess that's what happens to guys after they lose their virginity. But I thought the most interesting part about this whole thing was the storyline with Hank and Julia, actually. I mean, we'll jump back in a minute, but after she's so upset with him about all of this, here's what he says. He says, "How can I be in the doghouse with a woman I'm not even dating, and why do I care so much?" Which I thought was very foreshadowing. And I think maybe he does still have some feelings for Julia.
Oh, of course he does, because they didn't start kissing. They didn't start like having sex. They had a tickle fight.
Yeah.
And that's a playful thing. Like, you don't do that with somebody you're just gonna stick your head in their crotch.
Right.
Which he did with that actress.
Didn't like her.
Just the facial expressions that she made when talking.
Well, maybe it's the character. I don't know. It just, I do remember I liked Sasha a lot. So I felt like this was like a lesser version of that. But
Sasha was banging.
yeah, she was awesome.
So hot.
She was cool
And
as hell.
she was a good actress as well,
Yeah,
which is
she
great.
was great.
I think she was like kind of designed to be unlikable as well. Not Sasha, but this girl, because immediately she's supposed to come off as that Hollywood actress type. Like, everyone's pegging Hank as, you're the person who can make my lines actually good.
Yeah.
But it sucks because it also shows that Wrath does not have this boat under control.
Oh,
like, this
clearly
ship
not.
is sailing with too many captains, because you need to have somebody with final word on something. Because if you have all these actors trying to change their lines and be like, oh, I have to say cool stuff, oh, I have to say this, I have to say this, like, you're not going to have a show that is cohesive at all.
Which I think is so interesting, the fact that Californication has one writer, and that they're writing about a show with many, many writers, and how much of a shit show it is when it comes to that point, which just to me is ironic. So I think...
It's probably a subtle dig from
Yeah,
Capinos.
of course it is. Of course it is. A lot of things are from him, but this Amy Taylor Walsh character, I don't know if she'll last. I don't really know. She wants her character to be killed off anyway, so she can go on BBC or whatever it was. She just, something about her was like, oh, get her off screen. Don't know whether it was the character, that whatever it was, just I couldn't.
I was all right with her.
And the fact that Hank went down on her so fast, and I was like, oh, come on, man.
Hollywood.
He's only trying to do what he needed to do, which, by the way, the follow-up line for Julia was amazing, where, like, hey, I'm offering to brush my teeth. That should definitely be a turn-on.
Yeah.
I know, right? A guy offers to brush his teeth.
Well, especially to a woman who cleans teeth.
Yeah. That's sexy right there.
Oh, yeah.
She gets turned on by those bicuspids. I thought it was great to see Levon getting ripped out by his own mom in front of like all the Hollywood people at the party.
She puts him in the towel.
Yeah.
That was
My
amazing.
God, that was hilarious. But yeah, definitely getting into Hank. Hank getting into Amy, and then Julia. We talked a little bit about that already, but I don't know. So chemistry with Julia and Hank. We see Karen in the previews for next week, because we didn't see Karen this episode at all.
Yeah, which is, we saw her last week, but then we didn't see her the week before that. I don't like the small amount Karen's been in this season. I want her to be in every single freaking episode. We don't have that many of them.
And then we have a new player. Everybody loves freaking Julia.
Yeah.
Hashtag loves Julia. Wrath loves Julia.
She's very sought after.
Levon loves Julia.
And
His
Hank,
mommy. And Hank probably has feelings for Julia, but we don't know if it's love. It's probably just baby mama drama love.
right.
You know.
I can see it. She's totally awesome. She's a hottie. She's cool.
I
By the way, kind of a nice little detour. You know, in terms of like just male aggression towards women, I thought it was funny in the sense of Hank trying to kind of give advice to Levon and you know how you're supposed to act, you know, and that you can't always just sleep with women, and how he's trying to be a father based on, you know, last week's events. And the reason why I bring that up because it's also funny how hashtag is giving the advice to Hank of like, you know, you want to be the last person to really smash that. Therefore,
You gotta murder that pussy.
Yeah, it's metaphorical.
Yes, all of that, and the fact like every time you say something, it's hashtag. It's just the name. I can't get over like when you were just speaking. It's like hashtag smash that pussy.
Hashtag
Like,
lunch.
yeah, it's just whatever, ridiculous, clever on the show's part.
I don't know. I mean, this episode kind of really reminded me of like old school Californication. You know, I haven't had that in a while. Like,
really?
I like the show. I do like the show, and I like how it's changed over the seasons. But like this episode in particular, like the crazy party, the shenanigans, the all
Character
around
choices.
well, the all around just absurdity of like the woman like, you give good head, give me head right now. Like that is season 1 Californication right there.
Only Hank Moody.
Exactly. I love it. It's like what I love about the show is that so many things are crazy like that. And as soon as you know, it's obvious foreshadowing. They're like, nobody better be fucking in my pool.
Yeah.
And you know that somebody's going to be fucking in the pool. But the fact that it's Levon with freaking
Nikki.
Nika. I thought it was Nika. Nikki. Okay, with Nikki.
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 Is that your pet name for her?
It might have. I remember.
Nikki gives
I remember
nookie.
somebody being Nika. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, of course, and they end up having sex in the pool. Does that happen to guys?
Right at the time where Wrath and hashtag walk in on Hank. It's like,
Yeah.
I have some bad news too. Somebody's having sex in your pool.
It's all like father, like son. Hashtag wants Hank to get fired. Wrath's like, don't tell me who to fire. Wait, but okay, is that like a thing where once you lose your virginity, like all you can think about is having sex? That's a thing.
Didn't that happen for you?
No.
Yes.
Girls can stave it off, I guess, but guys, it's just like, damn, I want to do that again.
You guys are so weird.
Why do you think I lost all that weight? I was like, damn, I can't be fat. I got to do this again.
I thought you were gonna say you lost it all having sex. You.
I have not had that much sex, Roxy. I don't think I could burn 75 pounds with sex alone. I mean, I could. I could. I'd need a volunteer.
No, only if he doesn't last long, probably.
What? We're not going to get into that right now. I don't even want to. I don't even want to defend myself here. But so yeah, I mean that was really the episode. I did like how Hank tells Levon's like, look, just because you've had sex doesn't mean that now that you've had sex, all the girls are going to want to have sex with you.
Yeah.
It's like, because that is like the true thing is.
I want Levon to find somebody who wants to have sex with Levon.
But I love his swag.
Nikki does?
Yeah, Nikki does. For money. But I love his I just lost my virginity swag because he's walking around the party with a cocktail and he's just like.
Yeah, and his mom's like, he's so much more confident. It's probably because of his father being like giving him great advice and being such a role model or whatever. It's like,
Speaking of role models, let's get into predictions.
okay.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
I'm not understanding that transition of yours.
I know, it didn't really make sense, but it's fine because speaking of not understanding things, you should understand that you guys could watch Chasing Maria Menounos this Tuesday. It's the finale at 10:30 p.m. on Oxygen Channel. You need to check it out. If you haven't seen it thus far, you can find a lot of the episodes on demand on Amazon or on iTunes. Check those out and watch them in a binge watch just to get ready for that finale. You'll see me, you'll see Phil, you'll probably see Roxy maybe a little bit. Definitely look for those familiar faces from AfterBuzz TV at the pool party. And now predictions. We see in the preview that the freaking orthodontist proposes to Julia.
Yeah.
Because Levon needs a father figure.
Yeah, that was weird. We haven't seen much about this. Just Julia. Everybody wants Julia. It's cool to be that girl. Wish I was that girl.
Here's what I don't like about it. Too many people like she's almost oblivious to the fact of how many people like her and for what reason.
Oh, I don't think she's oblivious. I think
Well,
she sees it.
No,
She's like, whose penis ends up in my vagina is my choice.
No, what doesn't make sense is that the only thing that doesn't make sense with that is that so many people like her, but at the same time, she's remained single for 20 years.
Yeah.
Like she hasn't had like that. Like I'm surprised she doesn't have a
Focus
serious
on her son And not until now was he like adult enough for her to start seeing people, I guess. The more interesting storyline for me, though, is what the hell happens with Hank going over to Karen's and finding Yoga Man and whatever.
Dude, Yoga Man, not good for Karen.
Yeah,
no way.
He seems weird, and Hank kicks him the balls. Why was Hank giving Karen a check?
Oh,
She
he was trying
rips
to
it
buy
up.
her forgiveness.
No, but why was he actually giving her a check?
I mean, we don't know yet.
I
For
know.
Becca?
I'm
I don't
asking
know.
for your predictions. That's why it's predictions.
You know what? I'm not really going to give predictions because whenever I give predictions on this show, I'm wrong, and I really just like enjoying the show as it is.
Okay, but
It's so crazy, you can never know what's going to happen anyway.
I'm gonna ask a yes or no prediction, so you have to give just this one. But is the $1 million from Stu going to? Is Marcy gonna sleep with Stu?
Maybe.
She says she's not a prostitute, but, you know, and he says, well, that's why there's such a high premium for you.
I think she's going to sleep with him for free.
No, we can't do that to Runkle. That's the worst.
It is the worst, but I think that's what's going to happen. And I think Runkle's going to try to convince her, and Marcy's going to do it out of spite. Because, like, for you to even think of this after we got remarried, you know what? Anyway,
But she's probably thinking about it too. Of like,
Oh, yeah, she's
Mama
definitely-
needs to get laid. Like, that's
Mama
what
needs to get laid. Mama. Thank you guys for joining us. This has been Californication After Show for Season 7, Episode 6, entitled Kickoff. Roxy Striar, where can we find you?
You can find me everywhere at Roxy Striar.
Phil Svitek in the booth.
Follow us here on AfterBuzz TV, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and if you like movies, go to anatomyofamovie.com. That's anatomyofamovie.com.
Definitely check out anatomyofamovie.com. Again, I am your host tonight, Stephen Lemieux. You can find me on Twitter at Stephen Lemieux, StephenLemieux. Again, thank you for joining us for the Californication After Show. We'll be back next week for Californication Season 7, Episode 7. And have a good night.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later, motherfucker!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.